Hi, I'm Louise Millar. I'm a 34-year-old new mother of one as of about 2 weeks ago, so hence the sleep deprivation. I'm here today to talk about my career in powerlifting. I started powerlifting in about 2014. I took it up, I joined the gym to get stronger for a hiking holiday, and loved the training regime, loved lifting weights, so decided when I came back to enter a competition after about 8 weeks in a moment of madness, and came second and have never really looked back. I've been competing since then. So for those of you that don't know, powerlifting is a sport comprised of 3 disciplines, squat, bench and deadlift. And I squat 172.5 kilos, bench 110 kilos and deadlift 175 kilos. So I have one of the heaviest benches ever in Ireland. I am treasurer for the Irish Powerlifting Federation, our National Powerlifting Federation, and I'm a national Irish referee. And I've also represented Ireland 3 times at the World Powerlifting Championships in Texas, Belarus and Canada. And in the most recent one in Canada, I came 7th in the under 72 category, so 7th in the world. And I love the sport. So one of the attractions for me is the inclusive environment, and it really doesn't matter about gender or disability or age. So powerlifting is represented at the Paralympics. We have a number of lifters who have maybe hearing or sight impairments and the like as well. And there's always a place for everybody on the platform, and we will accommodate that. In terms of age then, we have some very accomplished masters lifters, and some of our most accomplished international lifters are in the masters category. We have in particular, our most notable lifter is a granny who took the sport up sort of in her late 40s after a health scare. And she's now a world record holder and a European and world medalist, and a fantastic representation for the sport. But in particular, as a newer sport and federation, I find that we're free of a lot of the baggage that has historically hindered female participation in sports. So for example, you see in football or whatever, where women did participate, but institutional obstacles have sort of been put in place, and we're still seeing the impacts of that in terms of lower pay, lower visibility, and sort of self-perpetuating cycles in relation to that. So from the outset, the Irish Powerlifting Federation was always committed to an inclusive environment, and this is something that goes the whole way up to the International Powerlifting Federation body. But we are committed to female spotters. If you're strong enough to lift on the platform, you're strong enough to volunteer to help other lifters and keep them safe. We have female referees, equal representation in terms of female referees, and our first international referee was actually a female. We have female representation in our committee as well. And really, we have no artificial divisions whenever we lift. You'll have males and females lifting back to back. It could be an 83 kilo male class and a 72 female class. And that lack of artificial divisions means that there's really good visibility of both the male and female sides of the sport. And that comes through in club level as well, where we all train together. And I think what that shows in that lack of division is sort of, there's equal support. There's always equal funding as well for the males and the females. But it shows that, males and females, that there's no differences really in terms of how we participate in sport. Women's sport is no less competitive and no less challenging, and some of the most exciting head-to-head battles you will see at international level particularly are in the female classes. It requires no less motivation, it requires no less dedication, and I think that's really made obvious whenever we have that level of visibility. So one of the reasons I fell in love with the sport and with lifting weights whenever I started training was the accommodation of difference and the playing to your strengths. So you'll see 47 kilo, tiny 47 kilo lifters lifting next to, tall and strong 84 kilo plus lifters. It's very much about what you can do and maximising your strengths. So you'll have people with long arms who are good at deadlifting, and then you'll have people like me with bendy backs and short arms who are good at benching. So you work on your weaknesses, you play to your strengths, but it's very much a focus on what your body can do and what you can do. And I find that's a really positive way of thinking about things. That has been really beneficial for physical and mental health, and would be for anybody's. So it challenges stereotypes. I think people in the office sort of always expect me to be eating some sort of a chicken breast and a piece of broccoli sort of thing, because they have certain ideas. And while I definitely do eat the protein, there's also a lot of chocolate involved there, and I think they're always their eyes are always open in terms of how much I can eat, and really what you can do whenever you fuel your body for performance, just how much energy and like how much capacity for doing things that you have. So as I said, it's a sport that's really inclusive of everybody, gender, disability, age, and one of the things I'm looking forward to now as a new mother is sort of an increased focus on continuing to participate in sport at a high level as a mother. And there are powerlifters coming through now who are going through that process as well. There are ones who are already mothers who maybe came to the sport after becoming a mother. But I trained up until 37 weeks, and I found real inspiration in the likes of tennis and athletics, like Serena Williams in the tennis, Alison Felix continuing to train in the athletics. So I'm looking forward to the challenge and setting positive examples of what females and mothers can do and pursue and sort of habits and sports that they love. So I suppose in conclusion, before my baby wakes up and starts crying here, I would encourage everybody to give lifting weights a try, to find a powerlifting club, but at least pick up a bar, pick up weights, it's for everybody. And I would say sort of happy International Women's Day. Thank you.